Okay, so the last two things that need to happen before you can take your bike out and ride it, now that you've flashed a TSP map to the ECU with the ERM, is that we need to reset the power valve, and we also need to double check that the TPS, or throttle position sensor, is set to 0.40 of a volt when both the red and yellow adjusters are backed out. So let's do the power valve reset first. So with the ERM on the main dash screen, hold the throttle at about 50% open. Keep holding it there, go to the Extras tab. Page number 9 on Extras is the power tab, or the power settings. Turn off the ECU power. Now if you look under the seat on a 24 model, you'll wait till the green LEDs go out, or on the earlier models you can hear the relays click off. Once the power is off to the ECU, then continue to hold the throttle at 50% and turn the power back on. Count to 10 and then let the throttle go. So that's about 10. Let the throttle go. Listen to the power valve and fuel pump making some noises. And that's done. So that's the power valve reset done. Now we can go straight into the throttle position sensor, so checking that that is at 0.40 when the red and yellow adjusters are backed out. So if we come across to the second dash screen, so from the main screen, half a swipe across to the second dash screen, we can see absolute throttle right now is 0.53 of a volt. Basically what we want to do is back off both adjusters, and we want to aim to get that set to 0.40. So let's get into that now. So first of all, remove the two retaining bolts that hold on the TPS cover and remove the plastic cover. Then come across to the other side of the bike and find the red and the yellow adjusters at the top and bottom of the throttle body. So starting with the red adjuster, wind it anti-clockwise and you'll see the voltage drop. Keep winding it until the voltage doesn't drop any further. So that's settled at 0.39. Now I'm going to do the same with the yellow adjuster just to see if that... No. So the voltage hasn't changed with any movement to the yellow adjuster. So right now we have a base TPS voltage of 0.39 of a volt. Now we need to adjust this and get it to 0.40. So now we go back to the throttle position sensor itself. Using a T25 Torx bit, loosen off the retaining screws of the TPS and manually rotate it until you get 0.40 on the screen. Once you see 0.40, do up the two Torx bolts. Just be careful that as you do up those bolts, the voltage may change, so you may need to go backwards and forwards a few times so that you end up with 0.40 once both bolts are tightened. So there we go, both bolts are tightened, it's reset now. So now that we've got the TPS set to 0.40, we now need to reset the TPS adaptive values in the ECU. So in order to reset the adaptive values, it's a pretty straightforward process. You need to do this while the adjusters are backed out, while the TPS is showing 0.40, as you can see on the ERM screen here. Basically, we need to, currently the ECU is on because the ERM is connected. We need to turn the ECU off, then we need to repower it, which in this case we can do with the ERM, and then we need to turn the throttle 3 times and just wait. Now, if you didn't have an ERM, you can do this process using the dongle that you plug in under the seat. So we'll go to Extras on the ERM, scroll across to the Power tab, we'll turn the ECU power off, and we'll wait for a moment till either the relays click or the LED lights go out in the new 24 unit. So that's off. Now we turn the ECU power back on, right finger, and then fairly quickly rotate the throttle to wide open 3 times. And now we wait. We should hear the fuel pump spin. And that's it. Fuel pump spins once for about 2 or 3 seconds, and the adaptive values are now reset. So now we can go ahead with the process of resetting the idle speed and resetting the red and yellow adjusters. Now we come back to the other side of the bike again, back to the red and the yellow adjusters. So starting with the red adjuster, you now need to turn it clockwise back to about 0.53 to 0.55. That's normally a good idle on most of these bikes. In this case, I'll go back to 0.53. That's where this bike was previously. And then to set the yellow adjuster, push it in, and then turn it so you end up with about 0.1 of a volt more than the red setting. So we had 0.53 on the red adjuster. Now when I push in the yellow adjuster, we've now got 0.63. So that sets our fast idle. So that's basically the process done. All you need to do now is replace the protective cover on the TPS and you can ride your bike.